I'll say you're going mellow.
Real fast.
I was about to say that was an abbreviated version. Hey guys, Chris Peshek, broker associate, Peshek Properties at the Dripping Springs Home Team here with my buddy Stephen Babcock,
You're quiet, buddy.
mortgage man extraordinaire at CMG
We can do that.
Financial.
We can do that. That's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, it is Monday. It's 5 o'clock, and we are, dude. I'm glad you said something because we were just talking, and I almost missed our time. But no concerns. We are live because it's Monday, and that's what we do on Mondays. We get together, we drink a little bit, we talk about mortgages and housing and macroeconomics and state of affairs in the world. And
before you start, Chris says to me, "Man, I think I have the flu." So he's not feeling well right now. But I said, "Chris, you're not drinking." And he goes, "What? Of course I'm drinking." And holds up, "What are you drinking?" There it is. Yeah.
a little bit of bourbon. Look, it'll fix what ails you every time.
Close the door, please. So it's closed.
Your production analyst or production partner there is stealing the show.
Yes.
What's up, buddy?
He
Can I get Knuckles?
Way better looking on camera than me, anyways. Hi.
Nice.
Hi. All right.
What are you drinking there, Mr. Babcock?
I am drinking a Yingling.
Still on the Yingling. I like it. I like it.
You said Mr. Babcock just now? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
He goes, Witten Babcock, actually.
All right, Whit. All right. See, you got to tell Pops over here to get you a root beer.
I should.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Enjoy.
All right, man. So we were just chatting about interest rates, and it seems like they're slowly starting to drop a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna play Minecraft after this.
Sweet.
Man, yeah, they got a little better. It wasn't a lot better.
Yeah.
0.1%, maybe two of those. But long stories. This is not. Yeah, it's a little better.
Long haul.
I really truly fear on these downward trending markets that we have not hit the bottom. I think there's a long way to go, and I think there's a lot of false flags right now, and people are jumping in. And you know what? Maybe I'll eat my words because I'm never always right. If I really were, I'd be on E-Trade all day, right? Let's be honest. So, but I've seen some things in my time, and I believe that we haven't hit bottom yet. So, I think
we're both pretty aligned on that.
There's the Fed is they've made it pretty clear, and as much as I can try to concentrate with him dancing behind me, they made it pretty clear that they're not finished yet, and they usually always late to the game, and there are people screaming "help me," but no one's really fallen off the cliff yet, except for FTX, which I mentioned at the end of your show last time. Have you had a chance to research that?
Yeah, I've dug into it a little bit. Started to anyway. It's an interesting phenomenon that's going on there. We'll just say that.
I mean,
do you think half of what's actually happened will ever come to light? I mean, these political players. I don't think this thing's gonna. I don't think it's gonna see the light of day.
Time to go. All right, we got to have him go. You come back, right? I'll go get you when you're finished. Excuse me for a second.
If y'all didn't catch last week, Steve was talking about FTX. I hadn't had a chance to dive into it, but with the amount of money that was seemingly moving from party to party and country to country, and
so a lot has come to light on that actually. The FTX founder, and I'm going to butcher this, but long story short is that he was working with like 5 or 6 other children, which are not children; they were college students,
right?
And these students were living in the Bahamas, and they were running this company named Alameda Research.
Yep.
And they were essentially running a Ponzi scheme, and not really a Ponzi scheme. It was a little different than that because they could print their own money, which is never really I don't know if that's really been done before. I'm sure it's been done before, but I don't know of any examples of it. But they literally made their own digital token, and then had the Alameda Research Company then quantify it to say it was worth something, but they own that without telling anybody they own that company, and so then they said they held this money on their books and everybody needs to invest in us, and like Tom Brady apparently put his whole $640 million fortune in that company, and that's gone now.
Yep.
I hate to be Tom Brady today, not that he's not going to be okay, but damn. I don't care who you are.
I don't necessarily think. I think what you said Ponzi scheme. I think what you're actually referring to is probably a money laundering scheme, because they quantified it and people bought in with cash, and then they took the cash and it was clean.
The thing is, they didn't need to launder it. They just didn't tell people where the value of their coin was coming from, and it was shrouded in secrecy. And they got away with a lot of things that a regulated market like the stock exchange you could never get away with. But when they did it, they took the $2.8 trillion cryptocurrency down to by $2 trillion.
Yeah.
By the way, if anybody's on Coinbase, it'd be a wonderful time to cash the F out of Coinbase. And I mean, as this is happening right now, open your phone, turn me off, open Coinbase, cash out, go. I mean, actually, that's not financial advice. If we were paper trading, that's what I would do. If we were paper trading. So there you go.
There you go. Interesting times. Let's. I told you a while ago that I was going to drop a bomb on you and just give you a reaction opportunity. Actually, let's start with a little bit of levity. It's not.
Let me just thank you for waiting until my kid was not handing me things from my desk repeatedly until you dropped that bomb on me. So yeah, please keep going. Go ahead.
Okay. So, and it's not levity. It's actually quite sad. But in October, of this year, last month, I think the stat I read was 74% of all missed house payments were in what profession, Mr. Babcock?
In what month?
October of this year.
Oh,
last month. 74% of missed house payments.
Please tell me it's not real estate profession.
Real estate agents. Guys, I'm going to tell you. Look, you got to learn to be fiscally responsible. Got to learn to be responsible. That's all I'm saying.
I've had some agents reach out to me, panicking about the market, saying they wanted to cash out refinances, and it's like,
what?
Yeah, or HELOCs, etc. You take money out of the house and get ready for the storm, kind of thing. Storm's hit.
Hey, I got a great deal for you. It's called the All-in-One.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can think of. But you still have to have income coming in.
Yeah, you can't quite well. You get 2 years and P&Ls this year.
It's a scary time out there right now.
Yeah, it's not ideal. All right, so here I'm gonna. This is what I was gonna drop on you. Where are my? Here, and we're gonna do share screen. All right, bud. Can you see this?
Oh God, hold on. If I do, I'm gonna be looking up. All right, what am I looking at here?
Okay, so mortgage applications for new home purchases plunged 28.6% year over year, down 13% from the prior month, according to MBA. New home purchases year over year, down almost 30%. And then average loan size dropped to 400, down 8%. So it was up around 435, 436. So how does that strike you?
It doesn't seem accurate.
No?
No. For new home purchases. Why are you asking me how this strikes me? Now you're getting me really curious.
No, we always talk about real estate, and this is coming from the mortgage side, that the applications are down, almost 30% year over year. So just kind of what I was asking you when I asked how it strikes you was What's your take on this? Is that what you kind of expected to see, 30%
No, I
applications down?
expect something like 90%.
Really?
Well, it depends on what we're looking at. Are applications applying to get qualified, or are applications, because an application technically is supposed to be a contract on a home, right? An application involves an address and lots of different things, right? And so that's the technical term, but it's thrown around about a lot. And if they mean people getting qualified for a mortgage, I would say, yeah, that's accurate. But in terms of contracts, those are down quite a bit.
Well, no. So let me redo. Notice that this is also Builder Online. So this is just on new home purchases.
Okay, that I would agree with. Sure.
Okay.
If that's not just the home market in general, but yeah, I mean, it sounds right.
By the way, was that another new home builder on Sunday, which is yesterday, and they are offering a 4.625.
Did you ask them about it?
Oh yeah, they're guaranteeing it. They bought the tranche. I call it a tranche. I don't think that's the right way to say it, but anyway.
Yeah, but you get it. I mean,
okay. And so I'm going to lead that into the next thing. Single family rentals, 12-month. Okay. Dallas up 10%. Austin 9.5%.
It's up 9.5%. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, because here's the next thing. It's slowed for 5 consecutive months, but it's still up almost 10% in Austin and almost 10% in Dallas. Rental rates are increasing that fast.
I've been hearing people telling me that their rents were doubling or going up, many hundreds of dollars.
Well, and that doesn't surprise me, but I mean, truth be told, if it's a $3,000 rent, that's $3,300. That's several $100s.
Sure.
But I think earlier in the year, I think some of this stuff was up like close to 20%, like Miami still is, Orlando. So anyway, that's just a couple of things that I wanted to point out, just for nothing other than, conversation.
Let's just assume that you arrived on the planet yesterday and you don't know anything about the housing market. It almost seemed like a good time to buy, wouldn't it? Your rents are up and the prices of homes are down.
And they're offering you crazy incentives to buy. And but here's the thing. You and I could be wrong. We could be 100% incorrect on this, and we could have a complete bottom out drop in the housing market. It ain't gonna happen, but we could be wrong. You see what I did there?
See what?
I still have people that are just going, it's a terrible time to buy a house. Look, nobody's buying houses. It's a terrible time to buy a house. And I'm just, really? If your best friend jumped off a bridge, would you do it? Right?
How tall is the bridge?
Yeah, exactly. Right. My wife talked me into that one time. Jumping off of a bridge. We were dating. She convinced me to jump off of a bridge.
Yeah, and your idiot cousins.
And my idiot cousins too, is what she said.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, so Aaron would jump off a bridge.
Apparently, you should buy a house right now, is what you're saying. Right now. That neighbor across the street I like to kind of pick on. I hate to pick on her, actually, because she's so wonderful and she lost her husband, etc. But she's ready to sell. And I only pick on her because she's just I don't pick on her. She's just I use her because she's a great example. She's been off and on the market 6 times now. Let's take it off and then throw it back on. Maybe that'll help. Like these little things that you can still see. And I talked to her the other day and she's like, nobody's buying. I'm just, it doesn't matter what I price it for. Nobody's going to pay for it. And I was like, wow, she gets defeated.
Yeah.
Imagine being an investor and hearing that, what's the address, please? Okay. I'm going to go there. Yeah. I mean, my God. And it's funny that we both agree that, an investor go all over that. Oh, why aren't normal people?
Yeah. Why aren't normal people?
You know what I mean? They just, the mindset's totally off. What if it gets worse? Yeah, but it was way worse. And now it's way better for you than it was. I don't know.
I mean, at this point on the show, like we're beating a dead horse about this, and some people get it. I've got clients that are buying, and we were, yesterday I've got some more that are going to be buying a new home and a new build, and they're going to get a smoking deal because I'm going to do the same thing I did on the other one, and I'm going to pit the builders against each other, and they're going to get a smoking deal, and then in 2 or 3 years or 4 years they're going to refi, and it goes back to the Mark Sprague article. Look, we don't have enough inventory. The inventory has not rebounded, and it's not there like it was at the 27 and 08 and 09.
Yeah,
The inventory's not there.
The one problem we do have is that people that are here that might sell are only going to sell when they have to sell because they've all refinanced to these low rates.
Well, and that's his point, though. That's exactly right. Because what's that doing?
It's keeping people in their place.
It's keeping inventory down. And so you still have buyers that want to buy. You've got rents that are going up. Buyers want to get the hell out of that. You got buyers that want to buy, but the only inventory is new home construction inventory. And guess what else? Contractors, the builders, they have shut off all construction. If it's not under contract, there's not a person on site.
I've seen that too.
What's going to happen when the new home inventory is gone? Because right now resellers can't compete. But what's going to happen in 2 months when that new construction inventory gets absorbed?
Yeah, when it all gets sold at ridiculous prices for ridiculous incentives. I mean,
guess what the new home or the resale people are going to do then?
Yeah, for anyone watching right now, I can't do the mortgage that would pay me when you go to the new build at this point. Yeah, I used to have a shot. Today, I almost have a 0% chance. It's a pretty solid 0% chance, actually, that I'd be able to help you because their incentives are so good, you'd be a fool to use me.
Closing costs and interest rate buy down, it's 6% across the board. They're maxing it out.
Just go, move in.
Yeah,
move in.
They're giving it to you for free.
Get it off their books. Go, get it off their books. That's all they care about. It's unreal. It's unreal to me. It's unreal.
I mean, there's
it costs to rent, right?
And that goes back to the investment, because if an investor came and lowballed your neighbor across the street, they could probably get that house for a very good price. Turn around and put renters in it and make money on it. That's why investors are buying right now.
And then sell it when the market comes back, right?
That's right. Market comes back, get your equity. Let's go. Go to the next one.
Yeah. And chances are prices will continue to drop for another few months. I just don't think it's going to be solid drops. I think
I was about to say it's doing this.
Yeah, I still think that we still haven't seen it level out entirely, but that's just because as people who thought about selling before, how it is when you need when you want to sell or need to sell, right? So somebody will start to sell, and we might make the job change in 6 months. Well, now 6 months is here.
That's right. It's time.
And I think a lot of those people will start lowering the price. So I don't think we're quite out of the woods on that one. I think the builders have prolonged our market so long that you're going to see a little more pain before that can play it out completely. But I do think that we're near the bottom of that curve.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was going to say. That's the thing that's going to determine if we do dip and how far is going to be, how much of a haircut other builders going to be willing to take. But let's be honest, most of these builders at this point, their land basis is so low because they bought these properties 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. It doesn't matter to them. They can cut 20% and they're still going to make money.
Sure. They've also made a tremendous amount of money over the pandemic, right? But on top of that, I think, and I've said this many times on the show, most of them have this, PTSD from 2008 where they had, 5,000 plus homes on their books, or not 5, whatever it was, and they couldn't sell. And they had to just sit on for years and then repair and then, disarray, et cetera. And so they're just trying to get them off their books. But man, when do you want to buy from a builder, Chris? When things are great or when they're desperate trying to get homes off their books?
Right now, when I was walking through a neighborhood yesterday and turned to look up the street, and on one side of the street, there were 5 available signs in a row. And they were all available for end of year closing. Oh, by the way, if you ever wanted to know the best time to buy a house, it's the end of the year, especially from a new home builder, because it's just like a car lot. They want to get it off the books before the end of the fiscal year. The only builder that I know of that doesn't have a fiscal year that ends in December is Drees. Drees' fiscal year ends in March, and I think it may save their ass this year. Everybody else, their fiscal year ends in December. Right now, they're begging people to make offers, and the conversations with the sales representatives have completely changed. We were in one yesterday. My clients are like, I've got to have white cabinets, gray cabinets in the house. Sales agent's like, we'll get it repainted. And I made the comment. I started laughing. I looked at the sales agent and I was like, you did not make that statement 2 years ago, did you? He goes, nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just fact of the matter. It's good times. It's good times.
I wonder how many people are going to pick up really great deals right now while everyone else is too afraid to act.
It's going to be a bunch of them. Yeah. I'm on the hunt. I'll be honest. I'm on the hunt.
Should be.
It's got to be the right one, but yep.
Yeah. You'll have your pickings here right now.
Give me about another week and a half.
I'm thinking brand new build neighborhood would be really nice right now. Like phase one.
If you can find it.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean if you can find it?
You just got to know where to look for them.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing somebody that knows real estate can help me with that.
I don't know any first phase, but I know a couple of builders who still have about 500 lots that they got to build in specific neighborhoods. Still not a bad time, considering about every 4 to 6 houses they're going to raise that price. It's still not a bad time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, man. Well, rates are, I checked them while we were on the phone. Before we started this thing. Again, I like to use Google, and they just, first off, it's not me, it's Google, so I can blame them. And secondly, they let you, if you type in average mortgage rates, you can type in your, put in your credit score, etc. 680 credit score is still in the low eights, which realistically means they're going to be like 7.5 points, or maybe low sevens with points. 800s and up credit scores. Let's see, 6.9 they're saying. So realistically, it's going to be like 5.5%, 6% with points, something like that.
Oh yeah, with points, yeah.
But long story short is yes, rates got better, but I wouldn't bank on it yet. I don't think we're headed to better yet.
Well,
I want to be.
Yeah, and the Fed said that they wanted to add an additional 75 basis point increase in December. We'll see if they do that much. A lot of people are thinking it's probably going to be closer to like 40, but we'll see.
Yeah, and that December move could really set the tone, because you've got like half, at least, probably a little more than half of the camp thinking these guys are just wusses. There's no way they're going to hold steady. They're going to pivot.
Yeah.
And there's a few others that are like, yeah, I think they need to. And if they don't, I think they know it's going to be worse. And the question is, how smart are they? Each one of them has a different opinion, so they can't all be the smartest guy in the room. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough to see what's going to happen, but I do think it's going to get a little worse before it gets better.
Okay, fair enough. I don't disagree. I think you were at one time saying you think we're going to see double digits. I think we'll see it cap out in the high 8s to 9, personally, but we'll see.
It just depends on if they're serious or not. They're not serious right now.
Well, no, and that's why I don't think it's going to go that high, because I don't think that they want to take the political heat that it's going to take to get serious.
So if you were going to get serious, how would you do it? Would you just rip the Band-Aid off and go, all right, 15% interest rates tomorrow?
Yeah, basically.
Do it tomorrow? Okay.
Look, if you're going to do it and you want to get out of it in 6 months, do it. Why would you do this prolonged thing?
I disagree. I feel like the market needs to know what's going to happen before it happens, so they can adjust to it. Maybe that's the argument, right?
I disagree so hard with that.
Well, that's fine. What I see is them acting that way. I see them doing incremental increases every month, And if they just chose not to stop, they could eventually get there.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can talk to in the face, but they've kind of tried this before in the 80s, in the 70s. And in the 70s, they did it slowly, and they just couldn't get there fast enough. And then they dropped it. Then they raised it again. And then Volcker came and was like, 20. And I mean, it wasn't really 20, but he just basically just, like you just said.
That's right.
And it didn't work at first, but over time it did actually.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. That's one of the reasons that Reagan was actually successful with what he was doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, well, nobody wants for him either. So, details, right?
Right.
But it's not that simple. It's just
and now the economy is a lot more different, or a lot more complex, and like things are different. Even though the basis is the same, everything's a little weird. So
yeah, no, I agree with you. All right, man, this is a good show.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, guys. We're doing this every Monday. I made it through without coughing but one time, so that's not bad. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. That's what this is for. I told you, man. That's what the whiskey does for you. All right, but you go hit Fortnite, guys. We will see you next Monday. Grab a beer, join us. Not if you're driving home, wait until you get home. Unless you just want a roadie, and then that's, it's free country. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not endorsing it.
With laws, Chris.
With laws. We've got laws. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
See you, man.